We present ProtoAI, a prototyping tool that allows designers to combine AI exploration and user interface design tasks from within the same workflow. When designing intelligent user interfaces, designers look for optimal ways to support end-user tasks with AI features. To do this, they need to first understand the AI's capabilities, what inputs the AI needs, what output it provides, and when it might fail. This will determine the AI's role and interactions. Should it provide full automation or play an assistive role? Should the AI intervene on its own, or should end users explicitly invoke the features? A challenge for design is that current user interface prototyping tools assume a black box view of AI and don't allow designers to directly incorporate AI components when prototyping. Designers may need to work with different tools, ones for AI exploration, some to evaluate model performance, and others to integrate AI features into their interface design. This introduces friction to rapid and iterative prototyping processes. To address these limitations, we implement a model-informed prototyping approach in ProtoAI. Let's look at how a designer might prototype a simple photo application that can automatically label each photo. The designer launches the ProtoAI app on their web browser. From the Services and Models tab, the designer selects the image classification model. Next, they navigate to the Data tab. Here they see a spreadsheet view along with the model card. The model card indicates the necessary inputs to the image classification model. In this view, the designer can upload data based on their user resource or start exploring the model's behavior by manually inputting the data. In this case, the designer finds a picture of a dog from the web and inputs the image URL into the image column. They then configure the column name in the model card and run the model. The model executes and returns 3 labels, each ranked by the level of prediction accuracy. The designer repeats this process for a few more images. With examples in hand, the designer navigates to the User Interface tab. The UI view consists of a stage with a phone template. The sidebar on the right hosts standard UI elements as well as data elements from model data. The designer first creates a basic layout by adding a placeholder for the application name. From the Data tab, the designer selects the picture of the dog and adds it to the screen. They do the same for the label. Next, the designer navigates to the Data Previews tab to test the interface design for other images in the data view. By looking at the generated previews, the designer is unsure whether the labels are accurate. They tag one of the images as a label error. Navigating back to the Interface tab, the designer includes the accuracy score on the UI. Because they do not intend for this score to be in the final UI, they set a flag marking the element as an explanation. Now in the Previews tab, they see that the image tagged as an error has a low accuracy of 21%. To repair the user experience for this and other images that could have incorrect labels, the designer creates a new interface stage in the UI view. For images that have an accuracy score of less than 30%, they design the interface to show all labels and allow the end users to input their own. This is reflected in the Data Previews tab. The designer can also transform the accuracy scores into meaningful labels to display to end users. In the Transformations tab, the designer uses the Categorize function to transform accuracy scores into 3 categories of high, medium, and low. Using ProtoAI, the designer can create AI-powered user experiences for different data types and AI functionality.